Namaskar. The topic of discussion in this lesson is on the geography of Chhattisgarh. India is a land of diversities. The geography of India is an essential aspect to be understood by every student in this country. As a nation, India occupies a very significant position in the world. It is a country known for its unique culture, history, heritage, natural resources and human capital. India is a union of states. For administrative reasons, the country is divided into 28 states and 7 union territories. Each part of India is unique in its geography and socio-economic conditions. Chhattisgarh is one of the prominent states in India. The main objectives of learning this lesson are to know about its geographic setting, people, governance and contribution in the country. The aspects which are covered in this module are the physiographic setting, the climate, rainfall and land cover, the administrative divisions and population, the economic resources and contributors, culture, tourism and unique features of the state as a whole.
Geography of Chhattisgarh. Geographic area, location. Chhattisgarh is located in the eastern parts of India. It is located between 80 degrees 15 minutes and 84 degrees 20 minutes east of longitude and 17 degrees 46 minutes and 24 degrees 5 minutes north of latitude. Chhattisgarh borders the states of Madhya Pradesh on the northwest, Maharashtra on the west, Andhra Pradesh on the south, Orissa on the east, Jharkhand on the northeast and Uttar Pradesh on the north. Raipur is the biggest city and the capital city of Chhattisgarh state. Chhattisgarh state was known as Dandakaranya in ancient times. Geography and physiography. Chhattisgarh is the 10th largest state in India with an area of 135,191 square kilometers. Based on the physiographic characteristics, Chhattisgarh has been divided into the following regions: Northern Hilly Region, Southern Hilly Region, Central Fertile Plain, and Forest of Eastern Region. The northern and southern parts of the state are hilly, while the central part is a fertile plain. Moist deciduous forests of the eastern highlands forests cover roughly 44% of the state. The north of the state lies on the edge of the great Indo-Gangetic Plain. The Rihan River, a tributary of the Ganges, drains this area. The eastern end of the Satpura Range and the western edge of the Chota Nagpur Plateau form an east-west belt of hills that divide the Mahanadi River basin from the Indo-Gangetic Plain. The central part of the state lies in the fertile upper basin of the Mahanadi and its tributaries. This area has an extensive rice cultivation. The upper Mahanadi basin is separated from the upper Narmada basin to the west by the Michael Hills part of the Satpuras and from the plains of Orissa to the east by ranges of small hills. The southern part of the state lies on the Deccan Plateau, with the watershed of the Godavari River and its tributary, the Indravati River. Climate. The climate of Chhattisgarh is mainly tropical. It is hot and humid because of its proximity to the Tropic of Cancer. It is completely dependent on the monsoons for rains. The state has tropical climate with hot summer and cold winters. Day temperature during the summer's mid-April to June end can go up to 45 degrees Celsius, while in the winters the temperature can fall below 10 degrees Celsius. Late in the month of June, monsoons, July to September, arrive in the state as a respite from the scorching heat. Chhattisgarh receives pretty decent amount of rainfall with an average of 1292 millimeters. Since it falls under a separate agroclimatic zone, rainfall proves to be the main source of irrigation. A significant variation in the annual rainfall adversely affects the harvest. Drainage network, streams, rivers. The rivers of Chhattisgarh mold the prosperity of this newly formed Indian state. Traversed by meandering rivers, the state is cocooned amidst the verdant greens, hills, and plateaus. Chhattisgarh is blessed with fertile plains because of its natural drainage system. There is abundant water required for farming in Chhattisgarh. The Chhattisgarh rivers are considered as God because of its profuse provision. These rivers also form some of the most gorgeous rapids and waterfalls of India that attract tourists from far and wide. The main rivers flowing through the state of Chhattisgarh are Mahanadi, Indravati, Godavari, Narmada, and many others. These rivers, with many other tributaries, local rivers, and streams, drain the state. The northern part of Chhattisgarh shares a part of the Indo-Gangetic Plain. The Satpura Range and the Chota Nagpur Plateau divide the Mahanadi River basin from the Indo-Gangetic Plain. This Mahanadi River basin basically forms the central part of the state. The southern zone of Chhattisgarh includes a part of the Deccan Plateau and is served by the Godavari River and its tributaries. Many of the important cities and towns of Chhattisgarh are situated on the banks of rivers. The river Kol flows by the capital city of Raipur. Bilaspur is situated in the river bank of Arpa, Talagaon on the bank of Maniari River, and Jagdalpur is situated on the banks of Indravati River. Rajim, an important pilgrimage, lies by the confluence of three rivers, namely Mahanadi, Pairi, and Sondhul. The renowned Danteshwari temple at Dantewada is situated on the confluence of Shankini and Dankini rivers. Thus, the rivers of Chhattisgarh are important from the social, economic, religious, and even political point of view to the state. Geology. Chhattisgarh is known for its mineral resources not only in India but also in the world. Chhattisgarh is one of the richest states in terms of mineral resources. Chhattisgarh is not only a source of many minerals but also provides very high potential for exploration of new mineral deposits. About 28 varieties of minerals are found in Chhattisgarh. Chhattisgarh is known for its bulk minerals as well as rare minerals. Bulk minerals include iron ore, coal, dolomite, limestone, bauxite, etc. Rare minerals include diamond, cassiterite, corundum, etc. One of the best qualities of iron ore is found here in the mines of Bailadila and is exported to Japan. Chhattisgarh accounts for about 16% of mineral production of India. The rocks found in this area are yet in the process of exploration, and traces of various minerals have been found, thus increasing the possibility of other mineral reserves to be found. There are a large number of mines present in Chhattisgarh and provides possibility of many more. Chhattisgarh, because of coal reserves, has already become power hub. All these factors taken into account clearly indicates the economic importance of Chhattisgarh for the development of the country. It produces 20% of the country's steel and cement. Iron ore, limestone, dolomite, coal, bauxite are abundant. It is the only tin ore producing state in the country. Other minerals include corundum, garnet, quartz, marble, and diamonds. The following are the mineral resources found at various districts of Chhattisgarh. Soil. A vast region of Chhattisgarh is covered by red soil. The elevated areas of the state have light colored soil, and the areas adjoining the river valleys have smooth, fertile soil. There are a number of types of soil found in the area. The four major types are Kanhar, Matasi, Dorsa, and Bhata. They cover major portion of the total land area. Kanhar is black in color and ideal for the cultivation of kharif and rabi crops. Dorsa soil can be seen in the Kanker and Bhanupratappur region of the state. Matasi is best suited for the growth of rice, and Bhata is suitable for growing kodo, kulthi, maize, bhadia, and kutki. Natural vegetation. The northern and southern parts of the state are hilly, while the central part is fertile plain. Moist, deciduous forests of the eastern highlands cover roughly 44% of the state. A large part of the state comes under Vindhyanchal range, which divides the Indian subcontinent into two. Mahanadi and Narmada are the principal rivers of the state. Narmada originates in Amarkantak, which lies in Chhattisgarh. The vegetation of Chhattisgarh comprises of numerous varieties of horticultural plants, trees, and crops like paddy, maize, pulses, and many more. Some of the main trees found in the forests of Chhattisgarh are bija, saja, harra, tendu, teak, haura, and mahua. Administrative divisions and population. Official language. Official language of the state is Hindi. It is used by non-rural population of the state. Hindi is spoken and understood by the majority of people. Population. The total population is 25.54 million. The sex ratio is 991 females of every 1,000. Male population is 12.82 million. Female population 12.71 million. The population growth rate is 22.59% and density of population is 489 per square kilometer. Chhattisgarh is primarily a rural state with only 20% of population residing in urban areas. Plain area is numerically dominated by people belonging to such as Teli, Satnami, and Kurmi castes, while the forest area is mainly occupied by tribes such as Gond, Halba, Kamar, and Oraon. Literacy level. Total literacy rate in the state is 71.04%. Male literacy rate is 81.45%. Female literacy rate is 60.5%. Number of districts and names. They are Bastar, Bilaspur, Dantewada or South Bastar, Dhamtari, Durg, Jangir Champa, Jashpur, Kanker, North Bastar, Kawardha, Korba, Korea, Mahasamund, Raighar, Raipur, Rajnandgaon, and Surguja. The seat of High Court was established on the 1st of November 2000 after the Madhya Pradesh Reorganization Act 2000. It has jurisdiction over the state of Chhattisgarh. The High Court of Bilaspur is the 19th High Court of India. Economy. The state has immense mineral and forest resources, substantial deposits of limestone, iron ore, copper ore, rock phosphate, manganese ore, bauxite, coal, asbestos, and mica exist in the newly formed state. Major industries of the state are iron and steel, power generation, and mining. The state has a good network of roads and rail connecting every part. It also has lot of potential for power generation. Agriculture. It is agriculturally a very productive area. The soil and climate here are suitable for rice, which is grown here in large quantities. Chhattisgarh supplies food grain to almost 600 rice mills. About 80% of the population in the state is engaged in agriculture, and 43% of the entire arable land is under cultivation. Paddy is the principal crop, and the central plains of Chhattisgarh are known as Rice Bowl of Central India. Other major crops are coarse grains, wheat, maize, groundnut, pulses, and oil seeds. The region is also suitable for growing mango, banana, guava, and other fruits, and a variety of vegetables. Industry. Chhattisgarh is one of the few states of India where power sector is effectively developed. Based on the current production of surplus electric power, the position of the state is comfortable and profitable. The Chhattisgarh State Electricity Board, CSEB, is in a strong position to meet the electricity requirement of the entire state and is in good financial health. Chhattisgarh provides electricity to several other states because of surplus production. Its power hubs are Korba and Bilaspur. In Chhattisgarh, NTPC has an installed thermal capacity of 2,100 megawatts at Sipat, Bilaspur, while CSEB's units have a thermal capacity of 1,240 megawatts and hydel capacity of 130 megawatts. Apart from NTPC and CSEB, there are a number of private power generation units of large and small capacity. Steel industry is one of the biggest heavy industry of Chhattisgarh. Bhilai Steel Plant is operated by SAIL. It has a capacity of 5.4 million tons per year. This is regarded as a significant growth indicator of the state. There are more than 100 steel rolling mills, sponge iron plants, and ferroalloy units in Chhattisgarh. The aluminium industry of Chhattisgarh consists of Bharat Aluminium Company Limited, which has a capacity of around 1 million tons each year. Transport and communication. The rail network in Chhattisgarh is centered on Bilaspur, which is the zonal headquarters of Southeast Central Railway. The other main railway junction is Raipur, followed by Durg Junction, which is also a starting point of many long-distance trains. These three junctions are well connected to the major cities of India. The roadways infrastructure is also slowly picking up in the state. The state has 11 national highways covering 2,225 kilometers. The air infrastructure is minor. The sole commercially operating airport is in Raipur, the capital city. Of late, Raipur has shown a surge in passenger traffic. Raipur has links to top cities of the country. Contribution to national economy. The gross domestic product of the state for 2010 is estimated at 60,079 crore rupees in current prices. The economy of Chhattisgarh has grown rapidly in recent years with a growth rate of 11.49% in GDP for 2009-2010. Chhattisgarh's success factors in achieving high growth rate are growth in agriculture and industrial production. Tourist destinations. There are a variety of tourist places in Chhattisgarh, most of which lie virtually unexplored. The unspoiled green forests, dotted with picturesque waterfalls, scenic plateaus, and winding rivers, offer a feast to the eyes of tourists. The caves and forts of a forgotten era add to the variety of tourist attractions in Chhattisgarh. Myriads of wildlife hide in the forests of Chhattisgarh, which occupy a huge 42% of the state's land surface. Some of the important tourist places in Chhattisgarh are Kavardha. The small age-old town of Kavardha is a tranquil retreat offering breathtaking views of nature and a rich tribal life. It has the royal palace of Kavardha. The palace was built in the year 1936-37. The palace now caters to the accommodation needs of tourists. Besides, the city also has a Radha Krishna temple, which is another source of attraction for tourists. Bhoramdev Mandava Mahal and the Madan Manjari Mahal are other places worth a visit in Kavardha. Chitrakoot Falls. These horseshoe-shaped waterfalls are 100 feet in height. The falls are extremely beautiful to look at during the rainy season when the water acquires the brown color due to erosion of soil. Kanker. It is a 1,000-year-old town. It offers a splendid combination of forest, waterfalls, and exquisite tribal villages for the amusement of the visitors. The palace at Kanker is still resided by the royal family of the area. Bhoramdev. It is often referred to as the Khajuraho of Chhattisgarh because of its beautifully carved erotic sculptures. The temple is built in Nagar style. The outer walls of the temple are adorned with 54 erotic sculptures in various poses. Champaran. The city of Champaran was the birthplace of Saint Vallabhacharya. Here, the birth anniversary of the revered saint is celebrated in the months of April-May. Basta. This near-perfect tribal land seems to send a wild invitation to the lovers of wildlife to explore the forests with waterfalls, wild animals, age-old temples, tribal dances, and music. It is one of the most important ecotourism destinations of the country. Savory Narayan. This place is associated with legends in the Ramayana. The place derives its name from Shabari, a woman who served Lord Ram while they were living in exile. Some consider the 10th or 11th century temple to be even more sacred than the other temples. The walls of the Narnarayan temple in Savory Narayan have figures from Hindu mythology made on them. Indravati National Park. Indravati National Park boasts of being the only tiger reserve in the state of Chhattisgarh. One can spot a wide variety of wildlife here. Important locations. The state hosts religious sects including Satnami Panth, Kabir Panth, Ramnami Samaj, and others. Danteshwari Temple. It is an ancient temple built by the kings of Basta for inhabiting their family goddess Devi Danteshwari. Devi Danteshwari is the goddess of entire Bastar division, equally worshipped by Hindus as well as tribals. The Anthropological Museum of the state is located in the office of the Anthropological Survey of India, situated at Dharampura. It provides a perfect window view of the lifestyles of various Adivasi tribes in Bastar. Sports. Games and sports have become one of the prime concerns of the state government. Practice of sports and games in Chhattisgarh is encouraged by the government to take care of the all-round development of the younger generation. Games that are practiced by the people of Chhattisgarh are cricket, football, and hockey. Many games and sports tournaments organized in the stadium and sports complex in Rajpur of Chhattisgarh. In this exceptionally well designed complex, there are seating arrangements for more than 5,000 spectators. Culture and heritage. Fair and festival. Ghotul is a well known event in the tribal life here. Ghotuls are regarded as a shrine built by Lingo Pen, a Gond tribe hero. Both boys and girls are allowed to spend a night out in the Ghotul, kind of a rest house, every week. Here, the unmarried boys of the village learn songs and dance from their leader. Besides, every week there is a dance carnival as well, in which the girls also take part. Moreover, it is treated like a pilgrimage. In Jagdalpur, Dasara is celebrated with much enthusiasm every year. Music and dance. Major music forms of the state are Pandwani singing, Chandeni, and Bharthari. Some of the popular dance forms of the state are Panthi dance, Nacha, Gond, and Murya. Country dances are the chief source of amusement. Dance and music forms of this state have very close relation to its tribal heritage and culture. Cuisine. Rice is the principal crop of the area. Rice forms the main part of the diet of the people. Fascinatingly, red ants, flying ants, mushrooms, squirrels, and rats are some of the other special delicacies. Liquor, brewed from mahua, is an important delicacy among the tribal people. Pork is a major item in their diet. Almost every major ceremony begins with the sacrifice of a pig. They are also fond of fish. Art and crafts. Chhattisgarh is known for kosa silk and lost wax art. Besides saris and salwar suits, the fabric is used to create lehengas, stoles, shawls, and menswear, including jackets, shirts, achkans, and sherwanis. In lost wax metal, international sculptor Sushil Sakhuja's Dhokra Nandi is famous and available at government's Shabari Handicrafts Emporium, Raipur. Heritage. Chhattisgarh has identified several ethnic villages for proper professional site management of heritage sites. Bhoramdev, Rajim, Sirpur, Tala, Malhar, and Shevri Narayan are prime sites for heritage tourism. Unique features of the state. Chhattisgarh, a beautiful land, nestles amidst mountain ranges of Mekal, Sihava, and Ramgiri. It is watered by numerous rivers like Mahanadi, Shivnath, Indravati, Hasdo, and Kharun. The state is blessed with nature's bounty and rich mineral as well as forest wealth. It also has a very fertile landscape. The state is also known as Rice Bowl of India or Dhanka Katora, as the fertile land yields double crops with proper irrigation facility. This is predominantly a tribal state having a very rich history and culture. Pandwani, a musical narration of the great Hindu epic Mahabharata, is the most famous dance drama of the state. Notable personalities. There are several famous and notable people from the state of Chhattisgarh. Some of them are Anuj Sharma, face of Chhattisgarhi films, is known as the most non-political popular person in Chhattisgarh. Ujjwal Deepak, Secretary, Chhattisgarh Motorsports Association, created Janagana Mana, a short film for Chhattisgarh government, which is now screened across all cinema halls of the state before every movie. Rajesh Chauhan is the former Indian cricketer. Ujjwal Patni is an Indian author, motivational trainer, and an educationist. Lalit Surjan, poet, journalist, thinker, and activist. Chhattisgarh is a notable and an important state of India.
So far, we have seen only some salient features of the geography of the state. There are a lot more things to be studied about this state. We will